activities here in Ghana. JoyNews is learning that scores of women who ply their trade across the border are stranded in the business districts of Burkina Faso. Now, a restriction of human movement coupled with a curfew has been imposed in that country following the security unrest. Samuel Imbura of our affiliate station A1 Radio has been to the southern part of Burkina Faso and joins us with details. Samuel, we understand the situation has increased the cost of transactions, which will soon reflect in the price of goods like tomatoes. What exactly is accounting for this?
So the farmers in Burkina Faso are not willing to go to the farm because of the insecurity nature in Burkina Faso. And as a result, there is actually short supply of commodities that Ghanaian traders go to Burkina Faso to purchase. For example, those who trade in tomatoes, a crate of tomato that used to go for 50,000 CFA is now going for 55,000. If you convert it to Ghanaian cedis, that will be about 750 Ghanaian cedis. So the traders would have to also meet up cost, production cost, and then transportation cost. So when I spoke with the traders that I encountered in Burkina Faso, they made a point that there's a likely increment in some of these commodities. But as you indicated, there's actually a restriction of movement of the traders into Burkina Faso. However, they can cut goods from Burkina Faso into Ghana. And as you indicated earlier, there's also a curfew in Burkina Faso from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. So these are some of the culminating factors that will lead to the possible increase in goods and commodities from Burkina Faso that our traders cross border to transact.
So human movement has been restricted, but goods are allowed passage at the borders?
Exactly, Ernest. But on condition that the drivers are not supposed to cross over to Burkina Faso with many traders. They are supposed to cross over with their mates. And what I'm learning is that when they get to Burkina Faso, because they move from one community to the other to gather the goods, they have to employ the services of the local farmers there to pack their goods. So they are incurring additional cost in their business transaction. Before, they used to get into Burkina Faso with their own traders to help in the plucking of the tomatoes and then the packing of the tomatoes and then importing them back to Ghana. So that is one of the other reasons or other factors or concerns these traders are raising concerns about.
You mentioned the issue of the curfew. How has this further complicated issues, especially for Ghanaian traders? Because we understand that they move from one district to the other?
Exactly. So by 9 p.m., if you are still on the road, you can be arrested by Burkina security personnel who are on patrol to ensure that law and order is maintained. So what they are telling me is that because of the time factor, they are unable to travel to other communities to get the goods that the Ghanaian traders go. So in some instances, as you can see in the pictures, they are not able to get the goods or the tomatoes in the usual quantity. And that is what is actually affecting their transactions in Burkina Faso. So they were of the view that if the curfew was not imposed, they would have been able to carry out their normal activities. So they are much skeptical about the security situation in Burkina Faso, and they are only going and obeying by the rules and regulations of the curfew being imposed by the Burkina Faso security authorities.
Samuel, thank you very much for bringing us those details.